when Phoebe and Chazz were talking, I was like, what is happening?
Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new, welcome. I'm Sharon. So today we are going to be reviewing Love Island USA episode 25. So let's get into it. Wait, before we get into the video, hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. It really helps out the content, helps out the channel. So please do me that favor. I'm just drinking on some good old H2O. So let's get started. So this episode picks up with the whole Phoebe pulling Sydney for a chat, which I said in my last video, it's just not genuine on her part. And I feel like, aside from it not being genuine on her part, like I said, why does she need to know these? She like, I feel like as a woman, I'm going to let her know, and she has the right to know. And it's like, the right to know what? That y'all cuddled a couple of times and y'all kissed? Like, shut up. I just don't understand, like, what was the point? Well, I do understand the point. She was trying to rouse Sydney up and disrupt their little situation. That's what she was trying to do. But it just annoys me that, like, she think that we can't see her playing in our face. Like, even if I were in a situation where I developed a connection with somebody and they also have a connection with somebody else, there is never a point that I need to come to that person and be like, well, I just want to explain to you what we did. Why? Because, like, at the point in which Isaiah brought you back into the villa, it's obvious that y'all had some sort of connection if he was willing to bring you into the villa. So why do you feel the need to go over and beyond and explain it to Sydney that y'all have a connection? It's like, well, obviously that's why you're here. Like, so what's your point? Aside from being malicious, like, I just really don't understand that. I just was so annoyed that she did that. And then she was like, he grabbed my face and told me, I'm going to give you a chance. We cuddled in bed. We were like koala bears. Girl, again, what does that have to do with anything? Why does she need to know that y'all cuddle like koala bears? So then also in this episode, I'm really only going to talk about like the juicy stuff because y'all know, like, I got to go to work. And then I spent like a lot of the first half of my day, well, first I had to go to the gym, but then I also had to film content for my other channel. So it's like, I'm kind of really pressed for time. It's only but so much hours in a day. Okay. So I need to hurry up because I got to go to work. But Isaiah and Phoebe also have a chat in this episode. And I feel like he has realized, like, you know what, like, while I was sort of locked away in Casa Amor, away from my girl, so to speak, and you were putting it on so thick, it was probably clouding his judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems that now that they in a villa, like, he ain't really checking for her. And I think it's because he can see that, like, he has something stronger with Sydney. But again, being locked away, well, I don't want to say locked away, but being in Casa Amor where, like, she laying it on thick, she won't stay away from him, she won't get off of him, she keep touching him, like, and she just overbearing him. I feel like he was confused and his judgment was clouded because she was laying it on so thick. So now that they in the villa and he has the option to either pursue you and kick it with you or be with Sydney, it's clear that, like, you don't really hold a candle to, like, their connection. Like, he really want that, and now he feeling like, dang, like, I wish I wouldn't have brung her. That's what I'm picking up. So I feel like he is, I don't know if y'all was picking it up, but I feel like there was a little bit of an annoyance on his end for her. And that might be resentment. Like, damn, I brought you in here. Now I could potentially have fucked up what I had going on with Sydney. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Zeta and Sydney talk, and Sydney cries, and she just like, yo, I don't do this. Like, this is not something that I do. And again, I feel like in the confines of this show and this villa and stuff, things go down a little bit differently, right? Like, than you would normally do something in real life. And I feel like it's set up that way. but I also can understand her feeling like, yo, I thought we had something solid. And this deep in, you still feeling like you need to explore other options. Like with Zeta and Timmy, like Timmy kind of explored something with Bria, but I feel like it was a little bit earlier on while they were still like deeply connected at the point in which he decided to explore something with Bria. I feel like it was still a little bit earlier on. I feel like with Zeta and Timmy, once Casa Amor came around, they was like, all right, we locked in with each other. Like, let's, at some point, you do have to make a decision and commit to that. So I feel like her hurt comes from like, dang, I thought we was solid. I'm set on you, but you still trying to explore. And that can make anybody feel away. You know what I'm saying? But like, I also feel like now he realized, Zeta had said something before, I don't remember what episode it was from, but she was like basically telling her to like, you know, still be nice or whatever, and then also let him see how it's affecting you, so he could see like, dang, I really like hurt my bird or whatever. And I feel like he feel that. Like, I feel like he feels it. He is fucked up. And even throughout Casa Amor, I feel like he was kind of conflicted and like feeling ways and stuff like that. But again, Phoebe was so overbearing that I feel like he just kind of gave into it at some points. But sidebar, Sydney is such a ugly crier. Like, she is such an ugly crier. Even though I was feeling for her, I also was like getting caught up in her like crying face. It just was a little funny. So in this episode too, Isaiah tells Phoebe that he's gonna sleep in the daybeds, and I loved that. I love that. Like, he told her he was going to sleep in the daybeds, and then she was kind of feeling some kind of way. Because, again, like, in their conversation, she like, well, you said you was going to give me a chance. And it's like, well, he probably thought that he was. But once he seen his bird or his girl, he was like, girl, go away from me with this, okay? Like, I want Sydney. But Phoebe also says that, like, Isaiah pussied out. And he said he was going to give her a chance, but then he pussied out. And it's like, no, he didn't pussy out. He realized that he had something better and stronger with Sydney, and he was not willing to jeopardize that anymore. And I feel like the only reason why it got as far as it did with Phoebe is because in Casa Amor, he was away from everything, and he was only around her, and she was very overbearing. And that's the only reason why I probably got as far as it did. But I feel like her trying to make it seem like he pussied out, it's like, no, he ain't pussy out. He just realized that he don't really like you as much as he likes Sydney, and he wants Sydney, and he don't want you. That's it. So in this episode too, Jared tells like Shantae basically that he realized that he does like Kat or whatever, and then he says he gonna sleep in the day beds, I guess out of respect for like not really deciding on who he wanted yet. And then Kat kind of said something about sleeping with him, and he was like, okay, come on. And it's like, that defeats the purpose. I mean, I guess you wouldn't have been able to sleep with Kat if you slept in your bed with Shantae, but like, if you was gonna sleep in a day bed by yourself, then you should have left it at that. So it's the next day, Nick chooses to leave, and it's just like, I mean, you served no purpose there anyway, so, you know, no shade, but like, just go. So Zeta and Timmy get a date, and at first I was like, this cheap date, they riding bikes, like what? Like, this was such a cheap date. But then later on we see that like they rode the bikes, and then they also went to do like the planting stuff, because Timmy is always with his lawns. And then Zeta said too, like, it was low-key, like literally baby Zeta in the two-seater with them like riding a like two-seater bike. But yeah, they date was so cute, and Timmy asked her to be exclusive with him, and he said he can see things with them outside of the villa. And I love that. I just hope that when they are outside the villa in the outside world, that they still make it work. Because people gonna be coming out of the woodwork, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so hopefully they could weather the storm, they could stay strong, they could stay committed to each other, and they could be together, because it really does seem like they got something special. So I hope that like they don't let outside influences and forces mess up like what they've built and cultivated, because I really do like their connection. So I thought that was sweet that he asked her to be his girl. or his woman or whatever. Also in this episode, we get more of Isaiah feeling bad, and he apologizes to Sydney, and he basically tells her like, yo, my options are closed. Like, I don't want nobody else but you. And I feel like, again, had Phoebe not been coming on so strong, I don't know. And I feel like Jefferson was like gassing him up to like pursue her too, or like give her a chance because she was coming on so strong. But I don't know. I feel like, well, I guess we'll never know. But if like if she was more laid back and let him like do all of the initiating, it probably wouldn't have gotten as far. But she was just trying so hard. But I don't know. I think like what we see as the episode progresses, like like she is leaning more towards giving him another chance. I feel like she still has some apprehension, but like she's leaning more towards like giving him another chance, and hopefully, you know, he won't do no BS. And I feel like we gotta give Isaiah an allowance, right? Because Sydney explored outside their connection, remember, and she was sneaky about it with the whole Andy situation. Isaiah was forced to choose Maddie because of what sneaky junk they did. So this was really his first time exploring outside of their connection. So I feel like we could just chalk it up to them being even and don't have no more mishaps after this. I hope Sydney don't go home. So also in this episode, we get like Zeta and Timmy talking about their date, telling the girls, telling the guys. And we get the weirdest thing. Phoebe is now sinking her claws into Chazz. What? Like when Phoebe and Chazz were talking, I was like, what is happening? Like, I'm so confused. And then he started laying on her, and it was just like, what is going on? What are y'all doing? Y'all look dumb together. Like, what is happening? Like, y'all don't like each other. Please stop. And I feel like Chazz will take anything that comes at him. Anybody that show him some interest, he going engage. So it just was like, what are you doing? And then it's like, they made it seem like they all was cool, like the girls from Casa Amor. So it's like, ain't that your homegirl, dude? And you like, what? This girl need to go. So now it's recoupling time, and only the single boys get to choose. And it's just like, dang, now Sydney is at risk for being Now Sydney is at risk for being dumped from the island. And it just is like, dang. So the single guys choose. Obviously, we knew who they were going to choose. Jeff chose Naja. Jesse chose Deb. All of the stuff that they said was really cute and really sweet. So we appreciate that. But then we have Sydney and Kat standing there. And I was so nervous that they was going to say, like, y'all are single and now dumped from the island. I was hoping, though, that if somebody was going to have to be dumped from the island, it was going to be like the thing where the people have to vote. Because I feel like everybody would have voted for Sydney to stay. But surprisingly, I don't think anybody's getting dumped from the island tonight. And a new guy comes in, Joel, and he's cute. Joel is cute, nice little set of facial hair, cute guy. So we're gonna see like what happens. Sydney did a little dance, and it's like, I hope you're doing that because you're safe and not because like you're trying to get to know the new dude. But yeah, that was it for the episode. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this episode. And give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. And I will catch you in the next one. I told you, girl, I got to go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.